Till November, we got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man.
Unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. And so, folks, if you're interested, join me. I could use the help.
Anyway, I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Mainstream African American, who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
Should the voters believe that you can win the national election?
It's a good question. Number one, I was a Democratic caucus. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you.
In the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're going to get a lot done. And
what you're doing for the country.
Well, thank you.
Mr. President, what did you order?
Chocolate chip.
Oh, yeah.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. And I tell you what.
Thank you.
All right, well, nice to see you guys. And what they're proposing. Romney wants to he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains. An estimation of somewhere between $700 billion and $1.3 trillion. Congressman Laurie and Congressman Scott. And I want to thank you for all that you do to represent these service veterans, because they're devoted to you. The family members, the caregivers, survivors will call Virginia home. I'm especially honored to share the stage with Brittany and Jordan and Nathan and Margaret Catherine. I love those barrettes in her hair, man. I tell you what, and look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her, like a little lady with her legs crossed. Brittany, for embracing the LGBT plus community, Q plus community. The LGBTQ plus community as an LGBT special Q plus special envoy. LGBTQ plus people, including LGBTQ plus folks. Look how it's changing. It's changing in ways that in my generation 270 years ago